Hey Libra, welcome. Thank you for tuning into my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. You are watching a general love reading for the sign of Libra for this upcoming week in September. Today is Friday, September 18th. So Libra, this is a general love reading, and that means it can apply to just about anything. Relationships, situations and circumstances surrounding family, home, work, social circles. Basically, if you can think of it, it might apply. I also want to remind you, new viewers and returning viewers alike, be flexible with the energy. You can mix and match the roles within the reading regardless of gender. And that means you can be represented by any of the characters that shows up in the cards. You might feel like I'm reading for you. You might feel like you're cross-watching. Parts of the reading may resonate, parts may not. So take what does and leave what doesn't. I hope by the time you finish watching this, you feel like it was entertaining and it was worth your while. Maybe you got something out of it. Whether it's confirmation of some feelings you're having, or a suspicion that you have, or maybe you feel like you get a little bit of advice out of the reading. Whatever the case may be, I hope that it's helpful. That's my intention. That's why I do the readings. Okay, Libra, so we're going to get started. I'm going to give this first deck one more good shuffle, and then we're going to see what's up with Libra. So my lighting might be a little off today. It is early afternoon. However, we're finally getting some rain coming into the Pacific Northwest, thank goodness. And so it's a little dim outside because of the cloud cover. So I think the lighting's fine though. Okay, Libra, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's see what's going on. We've got the 9 of Cups and the 3 of Swords in reverse. Judgment. Page of Cups in reverse. Ace of Swords in reverse. Ace of Cups. 8 of Cups in reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So I'm not getting a super clear message off of this first set, Libra. This does feel like it has to do with an emotional matter of the heart. We have the Ace of Cups, 3 of Swords in reverse, 9 of Cups, Page of Cups. So this could pertain to a relationship or a connection. You may be trying to gain some clarity or maybe trying to understand a situation that's not very clear to you. Let's get some more cards out here for Libra and see if I can't get more of a message. So here we go. 5 of Cups, King of Pentacles in reverse, 2 of Pentacles in reverse, the Empress in reverse, 4 of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Cups in reverse again, the Magician, and Temperance. So we have a King of Pentacles on the table, Empress in reverse, another Page. So the King of Pentacles in reverse. This feels like the person who could potentially be dealing with the situation of the heart. Could be a connection or a relationship that isn't going his way. I feel like there's some need for, maybe some needs for some clarity or some communication, trying to gain an understanding perhaps of what's gone wrong or what is going wrong. What's causing the grief? I think there was some mistake made, or perhaps some decision, some problem within the relationship. Or it's possible too that as time has passed, things have soured because there's just not a lot of energy being put forth into the connection. I just get the sense that there is a lack of effort. But it feels like there's a lack of effort being put forth into a connection or a relationship. And I think there's some grief surrounding this. And this King of Pentacles, I think, wants some clarity or some answers or some relief. I just get the feeling like he just kind of wants some relief from this. Maybe wants to know why, and then he wants to move on. I'm not sure. I mean, it does feel with the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords. There's a lot of grief and heartache, or has been a lot of grief and heartache. I get the feeling this is something that's transpired over a period of time, where maybe there's been a few different mistakes made along the way. That's kind of progressed the situation to the point where it is right now. There might be a need to seek some help or some guidance from someone who's supportive, or someone who's got a lot of wisdom, or can help with regard to these kind of situations. Maybe a therapist, maybe a friend or partner or family member. I get the feeling that that might be what this king is looking to do. So let's get some more cards out here for Libra and see what else we can get. There's the Empress in reverse again. And Strength in reverse. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Wheel of Fortune again, this time in the upright position. Hangman. Page of Wands. Chariot. And the King of Pentacles, again, this time in the upright position. Okay, so kind of a real basic, simple message so far. This is a reading about a relationship or connection. It feels like it could be romantic, but it doesn't have to be. This could be a friendship, a close connection with a family member, a colleague or coworker, business partner. Could be just about anything, but we have an Empress in reverse on the table and a King of Pentacles. So both of these parties feel like there has been a progressing lack of effort being put forth into this connection. It's like there's this slow but steady movement apart, or tearing apart, or just kind of there just isn't a lot of effort. I'm rambling, and the point, I said it was simple, so keep it simple. Okay, so there's this lack of effort being put forth into this connection. I think it's weakened over time, and I think part of the reason is because both parties, this Empress and this King of Pentacles, has been a little bit more concerned about themselves, maybe in what they're doing in their day-to-day life, than the connection itself. It's kind of there's this separating energy about this connection. So, in other words, the relationship just hasn't been nurtured. There hasn't been much energy put forth into the connection itself. And as a result, there's a separation. Slow but steady. It feels like it's progressed. It has not been sudden. And so it's one of those things where it feels like it's been happening for so long that it does get to a point where it starts to become very obvious and very noticeable, and maybe the parties are like, wait a minute, there's something going on here, there's something wrong with this connection. I didn't even see it as it was happening, but it's really something that has been growing and progressing. It's not just something that's sudden. That's been sudden for these two. I think this is something this King has realized, at least. And it feels like it's on his mind. It feels like this is a reading for the King. So I want to remind my viewers that if you are, first of all, if you're a female, you can embody the King energy. But you could also be represented by this Empress. Or you could be somebody who's an outsider looking in at the situation. You're aware of what's going on between these two people. Perhaps it's affecting you in some manner. And so even as a Libra, you might be an external party. So just bear that in mind. If this reading resonates, you're going to know who you are. So the King of Pentacles is somebody who typically is a very loyal and compassionate individual, somebody who's very hardworking, very reliable, dependable. This can be a family man, a business owner, somebody who provides and protects others, someone who's very responsible, grounded. He's in the reverse in the underlying energy set of cards. And I think that's indicating that the reason why this relationship is in the shape and the condition that it's in is because he's kind of been the opposite of that throughout the process of this relationship. Has not put others first, has not really been putting the energy into the connection itself, but more putting more energy into his own needs, his own wants, his own concerns, and that's weakened the relationship. It's caused a disconnect with this Empress person. But I feel like the Empress, she's in reverse twice here. I feel like it's kind of been a mutual pattern between these two. So the King of Pentacles in the upright over here with the Magician and Temperance. I feel like he's come to an understanding of what's caused the problems within this connection, and I think he's ready to manifest some change, manifest some healing, maybe make things right, make things better, or whatever the case may be. It feels like he wants to move things. We've got the Chariot over here and the Eight of Cups in reverse. I feel like he wants to return to maybe what once was. Wants to get things back on track, perhaps. Wants to move things forward in a positive manner, and it could be that he's ready to focus more on the relationship. Maybe switch it up so his energy is being put forth into the connection a little bit more than just his own needs and wants. This relationship might have gotten to the point where there's some question as to, well, now, you know, it's deteriorated, that's a hard word, deteriorated in such a manner that there's not a whole lot left. At this point in time, do we just let this go? Is it worth it even to push forward and mend this relationship or move forward with it altogether? It just feels like there could be a question as to whether or not it's time to let this go. But I think that's what this king is putting some energy into, is that he's trying to figure that out. Is this worth salvaging at this point in time? If I start making a little bit more of an effort, if I start putting some energy forth into this connection, will it make it better to the point where it can be salvaged? I think there's some concern or some grief on this king's side with regard to whether or not the Empress feels the same. Is this a solo journey where he is the only one invested in seeing if this can be salvaged or saved, or is this a situation where both parties are going to make the effort? Because I'm not sure that that's the case. I'm not sure if there's clarity with regard to what this Empress is thinking, or what her perspective is, or whether she thinks it's worthwhile saving or salvaging as well. So let's get this fourth set out here, Libra, and see what else. Oops, hang on. One more shuffle. I turned it the wrong direction. Got to give it one more shuffle. Okay, here we go. Death. King of Cups in reverse, clarifying this King of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Eight of Cups in reverse. Ten of Wands in reverse. Knight of Wands in reverse. The Emperor. And then we have the Four of Pentacles in the upright this time. Interesting. This is an interesting reading. I like it because when the cards come out and they start clicking into place, and it reinforces what I was already seeing, but it's giving me some extra details, which is what I love when I have this kind of reading. So that's what's happening here. So there could be a desire on the side of this Empress individual that it's time to move things towards closing this out. Let's go ahead and call it for what it is. Let's talk about it. Let's be out in the open about this, but it's not worth putting the energy into it anymore. We need to close this out. I get the feeling like that's at least the energy coming from this Empress person. So the Empress in reverse is somebody who could potentially be a more mature individual, but it doesn't have to be. The Empress in the upright is someone who's very nurturing and very loving and compassionate, and somebody who has it all together. She's very wise. She's been around the block a few times. She has it all together. She's kind of like all the queens put into one. And she's the type of energy that everybody should have in their life, because she gives and gives and gives. But she also is the type of person who knows her worth and knows her value. So she's not the type of person that's going to take crap from other people. She's not the type of person who's going to stay in an abusive relationship, for example. This is the type of person that, again, has enough experience to know her worth and her value. And it could be that she's in the reverse twice, because at this point in time, like I said before, I feel like less and less energy has been put into this connection. And I feel like she's lost interest in the connection. And I think part of it could be that this King of Pentacles wasn't just not putting energy into the connection itself, putting his best foot forward, so to speak, but there's also a lack of an emotional connection. So there could be some love lost here. Maybe there was some passion that was lost. Maybe this person became emotionally disconnected and unavailable. Maybe there was a lack of commitment being put forth into this relationship. And honestly, I feel it from both ends. But I think that it's possible that this person, this Empress, is coming out as an Empress because that is the type of energy that this person would put into a relationship. And if she's not receiving that in return, if she's not receiving Emperor energy, which came out over here with this King of Pentacles, if she's not receiving this kind of energy in return, she might lose interest. She might say, okay, well, I'm not going to stay in a type of relationship where I'm feeling dismissed or abused or neglected. If I can't get this out of this connection, then yeah, it's time to call it a day. I get the feeling like that's the kind of energy coming off this Empress. I think this King, with these cards coming out in the set of outcome cards, might be considering that it's time to shift the energy and try to hang on to this connection, because I think it's an important connection to both of these people. And I think this King might be waking up. I think he might be realizing that. So there's a question here as to whether or not this Empress is willing to return and give it another shot. She's got the Eight of Cups over here, and the King has the Eight of Cups over here, both in reverse. Is there an opportunity or a chance that this Empress will turn back around and, instead of walking away, return back and give this another shot, even though there's been some mistakes made and some problems within this connection and this relationship? Is she willing to make another effort? I think that's what's in question on the table here, because I think the King has decided that that's what he's going to do. I think he's decided that he's going to work towards this energy, the Emperor energy, which is what an Empress deserves and what she should get. But, of course, this can only move forward if both parties are invested, right? If both parties want this. So let's get this last round out for Libra. See if we can't get any other information. We have the Hermit, the Star, Two of Wands in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, King of Swords, Queen of Wands, Knight of Swords in reverse, and then the Page of Cups in reverse for the third time. So, sorry, I'm distracted. We have some unusual vehicle in the driveway. I live in this little cluster of houses where we have a U-shaped driveway, and the only people that drive by my house are my neighbors. And they were not my neighbors, so I'm suspicious. Anyway, I think they were just turning around. Okay, so Libra. We have this King of Swords and a Queen of Wands out here. which are confusing me because it feels like two separate energies, feels like two separate people. Aside from this King of Pentacles and this Empress. So, Libra, let's see what else we can get. It feels like there's new information that's come out here, and it's thrown me off a little bit, if I'm being honest. So I do feel like there is some question with regard to the Hermit and the Star coming out. There is some question as to gaining some clarity regarding whether or not there's any hope here. And it is dependent upon how both parties feel, and if both parties are willing to put in the effort and the energy into making this reconnect. Honestly, I think that this Empress, unfortunately, due to the circumstances surrounding this relationship, I feel like she's lost a certain level of confidence. And she may make the wrong decision, and by wrong I mean she may give up this relationship or this connection, because I think she might lack confidence with regard to this king and whether or not he means what he says, or whether or not this energy is real when it comes to this king's decision. She may not have enough confidence to put in the energy because I think she doubts this king. Now, I get the feeling that I want to say too, this feels like it could have been or is a romantic, intimate connection that I'm reading about, but it doesn't have to be. It does feel like this is a very significant connection, and by that I mean it feels like there's more to do here. It feels like there's more that this king and Empress, and I should say Emperor and Empress, because I feel like that this king is definitely moving towards wanting to embrace this kind of energy. It could be his motive. It could be the motive that this Empress is questioning. In other words, I think that there is potential here for things to be on the mend, or things to move in the opposite direction that they've been moving in, coming back together instead of moving apart. I think that there's a significant potential here, but the decision needs to be made for the right reason. It can't be someone else's decision or someone else's opinions that this king is embracing. It has to be his own decision. So I think there's some question with regard to the level of commitment that this king has. Again, someone who's embracing Empress energy most of the time, if that's who this person is, they're not going to be the type of person that says, okay, well, you want to try again? All right, let's give it a shot. Without there also being something to back that up. Some kind of proof or effort being put forth into saying, okay, I can tell that you're committed at this point in time. I can tell that there is a desire, a need for change. I can tell that it's there. And so she can embrace it. She can embrace the change and the reconnect if she can feel it is real and true coming from this king. And I think that's the question. I think that there's a little bit of hesitation, maybe a little fear, a little bit of concern surrounding the level of sincerity that's coming from this king. Now, this King of Swords and Queen of Wands, they wouldn't be out here if they weren't important, first of all. So Libra, I feel like these could be people that are associated with this king and this queen, king and this empress, one or the other or both. Could be family members, friends. I feel like this King of Swords is somebody who one or the other or both would go to for advice. I think that this King of Swords is maybe questioning the clarity with regard to one or both of these parties. For some reason, I feel like this King of Swords is probably associated with this King of Pentacles. This could be a friend, a father figure, maybe a lawyer. I mean, you know, the King of Swords is somebody who could typically be in law enforcement. This person is all about right versus wrong. He's not going to lead you astray. This person deals with facts. This person will give you an honest opinion. This person could be very blunt, but he's also highly intelligent and a very clear communicator, very articulate. This is somebody who knows what's up. And I think that there is some question here. I think that this King of Swords could be the one who is assisting in the realm of this King of Pentacles thinking process. And this could represent his higher self. Just to be clear on that. It doesn't have to be an actual person. It could represent his higher self. Something of that nature. And then there's this Queen of Wands. I think that this person could potentially be influential with regard to the level of sincerity with this page coming out here. The level of dedication, commitment that this King of Pentacles is investing. She's influential with regard to his level of commitment. And by that I mean this Queen of Wands could potentially be influencing this King's decision. And I think that what's important is if there will be a reconnect between this Empress and this King of Pentacles, that the decision needs to be his and his alone. I don't think there's anything wrong with communicating with someone like a King of Swords to gain some clarity, to help you process information and your thoughts. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But, I mean, with the Three of Swords, and it you know, it's worth mentioning, Three of Swords can mean third party. So it's possible this Queen of Wands is a third party, and I don't mean it doesn't have to be someone who is committing adultery or there's infidelity. I mean, it can mean that, but it doesn't have to. It could be that this Queen of Wands simply is an influential third party figure in this reading, in this story. Someone who's influential, and has interfered. Okay, so Libra, honestly, I feel like I've kind of picked apart this reading pretty well. So we're going to get a Dreams of Gaia tarot card, and then we're going to wrap this up. And I'm at like 34 minutes. So hopefully we'll just get one card here, and I'm going to keep shuffling. One card, hopefully some advice, maybe some more information, maybe some words of encouragement, maybe some little pearls of wisdom that will help these parties move forward with whatever's going on here. I do feel like, I said this at the beginning, I feel like I'm kind of reading for the King's energy because his energy is strongest in this reading, but you could be any one of these parties. There are 4 people. I do definitely feel like these are 2 separate people from, I'm going to take this one, from this Empress and this King of Pentacles. So you could be any one of these energies. We have the King of Fire in reverse. This is the King of Wands in reverse. So the King of Pentacles has the King of Cups, King of Pentacles, Emperor, Magician energy. I do feel like this is probably representing this King of Pentacles. Carmilla, you blew out my candle. I gotta relight it. Okay, so Libra, I'm gonna read this card and then we're gonna wrap this up. My glasses are dirty. Okay, like I said, I have a hunch this is going to represent this King of Pentacles. It's in reverse, so it's a potential blockage. It's a very short paragraph, just about a third of a page, short passage, I should say. And I will display the card for you in the upright. Here we go. Libra. The King of Fire, let me adjust my chair. The King of Fire reversed speaks of the consequences of arrogance, aggressiveness, and an explosive temper. It symbolizes a leader who has forgotten that in order to lead, one must have followers. And if one treats them harshly, they will find someone else to follow. They will act to replace their king. When this card appears, remember to keep your temper in check. Think before you speak and act. If you are feeling challenged and close to losing your cool, then step back and give yourself some time to calm down. Also be sure to avoid bullying and intimidating people in order to get things accomplished. It will only serve to put people offside and sabotage any chances of success. Don't get caught up in the glory that comes with success. Don't place yourself upon a pedestal and expect to be worshipped, for there will always be someone who is willing to push you from your precarious position. I think that's a pretty simple message. There's not much to pick apart with this card. I do feel like this could just be a simple message regarding the fact that you need to keep your cool. You need to act in a civil manner when dealing with conflict. Maybe this has been a problem in the past for this King of Pentacles, in addition to kind of being more concerned about himself than others, and in addition to maybe being emotionally unavailable or detached. It could be that he has also been dealing with some emotional issues that are not so pleasant. So it could be that this King's got some work to do. And if you are this King and you're in this position and you're embodying some of this energy, and this is what you want to be, which is the Emperor, you want to manifest this kind of energy, it takes a little bit of work. It's going to take some work and some commitment. So I'm going to leave that here. Libra, I hope that this reading was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I really appreciate you watching. If it did resonate, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to. And Libra, I will see you next time. Bye.